Buenos dias, amigos. Things happened. Uh, Essentially, we used to have a thing known as E3. And back in E3, Entertainment Expo, Electronics Entertainment Expo, it'd basically be a huge commercial, a industrial gathering of the industry to show commercials, presentations, and to encourage investors to give more money to these projects that we are interested in developing. So, once Jeff Keighley and his team of IMAX sponsored people decided to take up the mantle and to start bringing in this new wave of reporting, like video game news coverage and access media, as you would call it. It has been an interesting journey because after E3 sort of went its own route, even a little bit before that, Sony, Xbox, Nintendo, and even people like Ubisoft would throw their own presentations. And it was during those times, during that week of E3, that honestly it's a little vague now, even now. But I remember having watch parties. I remember being there with mates. I remember being excited about what reviews, what trailers, what sort of things we were watching. I remember being excited every single year just to see what Assassin's Creed game we would be getting next. So there's a lot of emotions that went into that whole weekend. What it meant to present, what it meant to be there, what it meant to show up to this weekend and have something to show, something to say. And it was within those moments that we saw PlayStation do their own thing. We saw Xbox try to go crazy with the Xbox One scenario. And then we saw Nintendo start to slowly decay into what it would soon become in its future endeavors. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the year of 2026, the year of the Lord 2026. We have just finished another week of that Summer Games Fest hype. And one of my favorite things in this universe as of right now is a Zenless Zone Zero. So while I am fairly excited to talk about what future things we have cooking for those presentations, and I'm sure we'll get to that, there has been one specific thing that I put aside. And at the end of the day, because I'm so connected and I'm so, tech savvy and like I'm part of the internet at this point, that I already know most of the things that have been presented. But I am very interested to continue seeing how the people at Hoyoverse and the developers and Zenless Zone Zero are looking forward to this season. As I have stated before, as I have mentioned, I genuinely care about this game and I like what we have and I appreciate what they've done. But there are certain points where it feels very obvious that the gacha system, that the whole what we have come to know to support this game has become a detriment to certain points. And even now we see how that sort of influence has affected the big hitters such as Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo, clearly seeing how Sony has lost millions on buying Bungie, on developing Marathon, and all its live service titles. So, all that to say that none of this is, not interconnected. All of it comes from a point, And while I am glad and happy and I am thankful for what we have here and what we have done to get here, I don't say it without sort of a cautionary understanding of what it really takes to get that and what that sort of does to the industry in itself. And while I would like to continue supporting things like that, and while I hope to be able to continue enjoying this universe that the folks over at Hoyoverse have created, I know everything comes with an expiration date. That is simply the way of the universe, and understanding that brings me just a little bit of comfort. However, while we are here, while we are, yes, completing a second year of that, it comes to a point where, while I am looking forward to what is going to happen, what we're going to be cooking up in the future, hopefully we're getting stories that really are going to go in a direction that I'm excited about. And if we can get there, then I will do my best to support this to the end, to whatever mean that may be. I will have to keep an eye on that. But as far as a live service that is trying to renovate, that is trying to constantly upgrade itself, that is committed to a schedule, you gotta give them credit where credit's due, man. They've been trying. And so, today, I'm a little curious about what Season 3 of Zenless Zone Zero has to offer. And yes, I do believe that guy from IGN is getting fired. So, sit down, enjoy the vibe, and let's have some access to the media. It's a party, and I'm here to light the flyer, okay? じゃあ、行きましょう。よし。そうかな。はい、I can hear it. 行きましょう。
Hello， 小白老师在这里做什么呢？
在等空中巴士。
那我们一起坐下来充个
Of
电。
course, we're watching in native tongue. But,
大家好，我是小歪，欢迎来到绝区零3.0版本前瞻特别节目。
大家好，我是策划小凡。
Gotcha, fam,
很高兴能够坐在金碧辉煌的马桶上来给大家带来这次的前瞻。
哎，这可是帮部们的专属充电桩呢。
好吧，也是体验了一把帮部的日常生活。那我们坐在这个站台是在等什么呢？
哎，我们在等一辆空中巴士，能够带领大家游览全新主城那种。
看来这就是我们面前的这辆了。我已经等不及要赶紧讲完前瞻，坐上去了。
好，言归正传，在过往的旅途中，我们和各位神将一起，从日常街头的六分街去到别有风情的魏飞地。现在，我们即将前往远在天空的岛屿罗斯凯利法。
小歪，在启程之前，你一定有很多想说的吧？
我想说，虽然一路走来有许多坎坷，但幸运的是，仍有各位神将与我们相伴。罗斯凯利法这座新主城，代表着我们不断尝试中的一些可能性，更承载着我们对绝区零世界更广阔的想象。
是的，接下来神将们将和我们一起走向故事更深的地方，一起踏入更广阔的天空之上。
The whole shtick, I think,
在绝区零的故事里。
was that somehow China made them insert the whole Chinese aesthetic in season 2. So we're thinking that now that that's out of the way, season 3 actually hits on intense plot points or whatever they did the lore of the world building.
每一个新变化，他们所存在的理由，都是为了让神将们有更好的感受。
我们为此做了很多的努力，希望神将们会喜欢罗斯凯利法。
那么，神将一定好奇，罗斯凯利法到底是一个什么样的地方呢？
好像世界各地都在讨论这处新发现呢。
Rose Califer, also known as the Celestial Nexus.
Bamboo TV, Matt TV, MTV.
风暴带的内部地质构成与弗林特灰
Okay,
烬
okay. See, so that's
不确定性为
that's
主。
some
In
culture
other
right there.
words, whatever you desire, you can find it here.
The first
can
department is the
find
Administrative
it.
Affairs
Yeah,
Department,
this is
helmed by the Administrative Director Eldrada Sunbringer.
That is to say, work and life.
The second department is the Central Computing Department,
Flip on
led by the
a vertical,
Administrative
flip on
Director
horizontal.
Drakane Sunbringer.
With the computation over Zeta data at its core, it is a classified airspace zone
Fuck.
independent of the urban district of the area.
The third department is the Airspace Patrol
It
Department,
was 1 or 2,
and
and I
its
still messed it up.
Administrative Director is Lindbergh Sunbringer.
关于抵达天空岛的技术可行性，首先需要澄清一个关
There you
键
go.
概念，绝非无法抵达。
That was a 1 out of 2
Yes,
chance,
you
and I
have
still got it
guessed
wrong.
it.
The
Shot,
fourth
they got it wrong.
department is
That one go.
External Strategy Department, led by Administrative Director Melina Ergit.
我们对此类的
She's
地
a
位
director?
态度向来是不主动、
Okay.
不拒绝、不负责，也不敢对任何
This
人
is an
私下
interesting
讨论
little。
The
setup, man.
fifth department is Flint Workshop, managed by
Flint.
Administrative Director Claret Flint. Oh, I mean, Miss Claret, as she preferred to be addressed.
Miss Claret.
帮部，永远别忘了帮部。关于他们的规模与地位，我们需要以审慎的态度进行陈述。
In other words, it matters, but we would prefer that no
Russian.
unrelated personnel know why just yet.
哇，信息量好大，我还是需要消化一下。
那不如让我们先来回顾一下神将的经历吧。在之前的故事里，我们得知
Yeah, it was a little
拉米尔的
crazy.
真实身份竟然是
Trying
初
to
代
feel
水手
if they're
雷
trying
米
to go
尔
for like a
丹。
French
神
vibe
将
or
们
like
还见到了曾经属于他的虚
something
手
I
武
have to
器
like
塔
understand.
乌米尔，不过意外也因此发生了。
当神将触摸了虚兽武器后，隐藏在记忆深处的关于赫里厄斯的噩梦却被揭开了一角。
那么神将在赫里厄斯到底经历了
So
什么呢？
flashbacks.
故事将如何
Yep.
发展，暗潮将如何涌动，请看。
Oh, external strategy.
Guardians of Rose
For sure.
Califer. For a long time, we remained hidden from the world. But isolation alone is no longer enough to withstand the Creator's threat.
Creator's threat.
And because of
Chess.
that, Rose Califer must take a new step forward.
Everyone, welcome to Rose Califer! System online.
Got the beat, bro.
Identity confirmed. Faith in.
Damn, they got us on chips. They got us on that chip network. GPS chip
Fresh
network.
black tea. Would you like a cup?
Okay, we're curious to see if she actually is gonna be worth the pull. She is the first win unit, so she essentially is changing the game. But is it worth the pull? That is
The
the
wind
question.
scatters the past, and you're next.
Eos, you're gonna make lots of new friends here.
Nice.
Some little friends, and some big friends.
Oh, Sissy was talking to him. Big friends. Oh, I want the first girl so bad. I'm sorry. That is the one. That is my one.
Let's get to work, little ones. Bombardment! Fireworks show!
Hey, Tissia.
I choose you! Stop it! Eureka! 3, 2, 1! Blow them all up!
Alright. She's a stunner fire. Ramael.
Think about your understanding.
Time travel, time travel. Black holes, time travel. I called it.
The lighthouse still stands.
Oh shit.
Because we
Self
have stood
mockery.
shoulder to
Oh, it's a
shoulder.
persona moment.
No, please.
Because you already know you're gonna kill me.
A bit more! I can do this!
This time, I'll do it for you.
Pyrois. Fight beside me!
Build the blade with me.
Persona.
My
Nice.
blades will never die out.
We'll see. It is changing the game too. Sleepwalker's Confession Season 3. Oh, that's so cool. Because it's like sleeping inside his brain, deep inside his memories.
来到了一个非常重要的转折点。
But he still
为了
wakes
治
up
疗
every
体内
morning.
再次失控的力量，神将受邀前往了神秘的天空岛罗斯凯利法。
这里有与新爱丽都迥异的人文风貌，还有最先进的科技造物和科研设施。
在这里，
Okay.
神将以特招转
Smart
校生的身份顺利
Up
安
in
顿
the
了下来
clouds.，
还得到了针对性的治疗。
不过，这份力量到底能不能够被掌握，还仍然是一个未知数。
而且神将的这份力量似乎还有独属于自己的形态和名字——佩洛伊斯，听起来就很不简单。
那么，佩洛伊斯源自哪里？又会把冒险引向何方？它的出现会给神将带来怎样的变化？相信神将们此刻脑海中一定有很多问号吧。
目前可以透露的是，佩洛伊斯不仅拥有不俗的战斗能力，还会为神将带来一些全新的探索方式。
那么，关于这些谜题答案，还请大家在接下来的故事里去寻找啦。
与此同时啊，神将在经历了大大小小的冒险后，身体的疲劳也不容忽视。在开启新的冒险之前，是时候找个舒适的住处安顿下来，养精蓄锐一番。
那么最好是房间宽敞、房客友善、装修气派、房价还很良心的那种。
对于这些要求，琥珀馆都能满足你。维琳娜已经在名为琥珀馆的宿舍里为大家安排好了房间，神将、比利还有西西弗都有各自的房间。
这么说，我们可以和代理人住在同一栋楼里了，
nice.
听起来挺有意思的嘛。
That's pretty
好
cute, yeah.
住处有了着落，接下来就可以放心出门
So
去城市里逛
roommating
逛
with
啦。
the agents,
神将所处的
Sissia
地
and
区名
Billy.
叫布雅斯特，坐落于罗斯凯利法最重要的主岛上。在这里，神将可以
Let's
体验
go.
到
It
十
reminds
分
me of
独
like
特的
London.
风土人情。
比如说啊，
But
去公共会场
This is like
旁观一
a
大群邦布议
like a
员
super
为了城市事务
intelligent
争得眼红耳
civilization.
赤，
或者也可以去中央公园的地形棋盘，看扮演棋子的帮部们博弈对抗。
开设在某条小巷深处的焦点剧场也是个好去处。整个剧场从演员到观众全部都是帮部哦。
这些嘛，确实是地面上的都市里绝对看不到的景象呢。
邦布市民也有自己的工作、饮食、生活，他们的喜怒哀乐就是这座城市最大的活力。
这里的大部分店铺同时向帮部和人类开放，并且会专门研发帮部也能够享用的食物。传承老手艺的松饼铺，充满爆炸惊喜的面包店，备有多种下午茶的茶室。每逛几步都能发现一种罗斯凯利法独特的美食。
在猴猴饼铺，神将可以抽取每天的饼干盲盒，获取日常随机奖励。我们的咖啡大师丁满先生也带着新饮品等待神将光顾。
确实是熟悉温馨的生活，
Nice.
神将们的日常任务也可以在这些地方完成啊。
好伙伴西西弗和比利还帮神将把路上摊也搬到了天上呢。
哇，竟然也有这么贴心的举动！
不止如此啊，这里遍布着可以互动的市民和物品，还有大量的特殊事件等待出发哦。
有哪些呢？
比如说啊，看到许愿池你会想做什么？
那当然是许愿了。还有就是扔硬币。
意料之中的答案，在艾梅尔中央公园的许愿池，神将尝试扔出在猴猴饼铺获得的瓶盖吧，说不定会有好玩的事情发生哦。
还有吗？还有吗？
Cap.
比如我们面前的这个空中巴士
啊，别的不说，坐上去看风景，确实很有旅游宣传片的味道。
这是空中都市特有的交通道具。偷偷告诉大家，在凌晨时分召唤它的话，还会有惊喜路线哦。
搞得神神秘秘的。那他会带大家前往什么地方呢？神将千万记得要去试试哦。除了都市生活常常有许多惊喜发生之外呢，大家这次的探索也与以往非常不同。是的，神将们迎来了一大波新的能力，可以说是得到了一次史诗级的加强。
神将们被赋予了接入罗斯凯利法部分设施的权限，可以直接操控他们来破解谜题，或者是得到一些小小的便利，
比如说。这次神将将会解锁全域终端权限，接管都市中散落着的摄像头。
接管可想而知，利用摄像头的第一人称视角，神将能获得更广的视野，或者是窃听到一些不为人知的秘密。通过摄像头扫描特定对象，获取关键信息，解开谜团吧。 没错，摄像头能带我们看到肉身不可达的区域，还能接入无法直接接触到的设备哦。
那看来神将今后可以做到更多意想不到的事情了。
在 ES 的帮助下，神将还能接管无人机呢。
接管成功后，神将就可以操作 ES 来移动它了，左右平移、上升下降全都不在话下。
移动功能只是基础中的基础，最重要的
That's
是
crazy. They're
神将
making
还能
like a
利用无人
flying
机交
character
互
now.
派入一些特殊位置的物件来完成解谜。
没错，我们的无人机搭载了充能和蓄能爆破2个技能。靠近可以充能的目标会有连线提示，靠近可以蓄能爆破破坏的目标也会有特殊的物件表现。升降们只要根据指引操作，就能释放无人机战斗力啦。
并且有些特殊机关或者是物件，只有在无人机形态下是可见和可破坏的。神将们记得善用能力。
那罗斯凯利法既然是在天空之上，箱庭探索的移动方式可就不能全靠神将的双腿了吧？
我懂你意思啊。比如说在斯卡莫空洞里，有些区域之间会隔着一定的距离，那如何前往呢？
这就不得不提到特殊路线环空运轨的存在啦。
在这里，神将利用佩洛伊斯施展的空间移动能力，可以在轨道上飞驰，快速移动到想要去的地方。
哇，真的是非常酷炫的高速移动，不愧是被比利形容为比尼可开车还恐怖的体验。
当然，如果不小心跑错路线，还可以操作佩洛伊斯迅速折返。
不过，在移动的过程中，偶尔也会有一些障碍物出现，遇到的时候可千万要小心啦。
这种时候呢，就需要眼疾手快操作佩洛伊斯换轨来躲避啦。
考验神将临场反应的时候到了。不过，如果没有反应过来该怎么办呢？
我们探险的容错率是很高的，如果操作失败的话，会自动回到回溯点，神将们重新出发就好了。
在空洞之外的能源区，空气中存在大量游离以太，会出现一些空间异常现象，那里的空间规律也会因此扭曲。
我知道了，你说的是泄露起点。起点内空间性质和空洞类似，如果神将不小心在箱庭探索中遇到了泄露起点，可一定要小心哦。
但是哪怕不幸被卷入进去，如果善加利用空洞的特质的话，危机也会迎刃而解。
是的，进入叠加状态后，场景、物件，甚至是蚁骸，会通过扭曲界限的方式投影来到空间内，
整个氛围也变化了。比如说，一些正常状态下无法通过的地形，在叠加状态下可以通过了。而一些正常状态下静止不动的机械设施，在叠加空间里会突然主动发起攻击。
如果想要脱离，就要依靠佩洛伊斯的力量直接消除泄露起点本身了。
见识了佩洛伊斯这样强大的空间力量，不禁期待以后的探险会有怎样的展开啦。
佩洛伊斯的这份力量可不止如此，等待神将们未来慢慢挖掘呢。
大家深入探索的时候，还请务必小心此处出没着一些危险的家伙，
比如说自律强袭单位空域借术者，它拥有步行形态和炮台形态，拥有天空岛顶级的防御火力，行动路上千万需要小心它的定点攻击。
城防数位部本是数位天空岛重要设施的数位机甲，在泄露起点和空洞活动的影响下，外骨骼机甲因侵蚀而失控。它装备有重型空地武器，面对想要闯入的不速之客，发动远程射击。
大型楔形蚁骸基塔布鲁，趴伏在地面上，自身气息微弱，且能制造洞并穿梭其中。基塔布鲁拥有护盾、侵蚀壁垒、护盾持续期间，它将获得战斗加成。相反，护盾被击破时，神将能够对它造成大量伤害。
在与基塔布鲁的战斗当中，还能够触发双人弹刀哦。如果队伍里有至少2名弹刀支援角色，黄光提示出现时，连续切换2次角色就能触发啦。
欢迎神将前来挑战。
Interesting. So again, they're still switching up like a lot of like game mechanic stuff, which is impressive.
天空岛上有这么多新的探索发现，还有那么多新的邻里伙伴，那神将们在游览的时候是不是很容易遗漏呀？
不会的，我们为神将们准备了不联邦，把神将们日常的发现和有趣的探索全部都串联了起来。
不联邦，新的名词出现了。
是的，这是一个全新的收集系统。神将可以得到探索相关的指引和存档，比如刚刚讲到的这些互动解谜，或是完成一些区域探索，都有机会达成不联邦的收集任务。
那么具体能收集到什么东西呢？
比如说像素童话中的绘本残页，完成任务即可破译绘本。
把这些绘本残页积攒起来，神将就能完整看到岛上流传着的各种奇闻异事啦。 听说完整收集箱庭内的秘密区域内的绘本残页，还能得到关于夜晚巴士的神秘线索呢。
还有新角色的信息档案也是可以收集的哦。随着主线、支线以及探索等进程，神将可以收集到各个角色的身份信息、阵营以及角色个人档案。
It's horse girl.
这些信息都会在不联邦的后续档案里面存起来，供大家随时查阅。收集进度、总数量以及相应奖励也会显示在其中。遇到还未收集的档案，在详情中也会给出指引，神将们追踪前往即可解锁啦。
另外，邦圈热点也不容错过，不管是时下最新的热点，还是岛上的日常消遣，在这里都可以找到哦。
哇，完全是一份岛上文娱生活小百科嘛！我一定要看邦布戏剧和邦多会合唱团的路演。
更多玩法和事件就等待大家在不联邦中一探究竟啦。该系统在 3.0 版本上线之后，收集任务也将会在后续版本中继续更新，并且这个巨大的邦布雕像会随着系统等级提升发生外形的变化哦，
能够变得更加酷炫了。而且随着收集进度，会有菲林等丰厚奖励可以领取哦。
不仅如此，我们还为神将准备了十分特别的重磅奖励，具体是什么呢？让我们暂且先保密。
神将们继续看节目就会知道啦。
为了让神将们不要错过这里的每一份独特人文风貌，我们还准备了一份特别的观览指南。
在天书情报图册中，神将们跟随引导前去一探究竟吧。完成任务还能领取菲林等奖励哦。
之前也有提到，罗斯凯里法的邦布居民占据全岛的大部分，是很重要的存在。
但邦布们似乎也有自己的困扰。我从这些邦布们口中得知呀，罗斯凯里法似乎有一位天使正在暗中帮助他们解决很多问题。
到底是真正的帮助，还是利用邦布们达成自己的目的？
这就不好说了。另一边，维琳娜和诺姆所代表的外测局研发出了一款新的邦布芯片。
不幸的是，这款芯片很快被质疑以最近频繁发生的邦布自毁事故所淹没。
这可真是不得了的指控！不只是邦布居民，连罗斯凯利法的高层似乎也被这件事情惊动了。
与此同时，罗斯凯利法的空洞能源区也出现了诡异的波动。在调查过程中呢，我们遭遇了奇怪的蚁骸，雷米埃尔的身影也再度浮现。
听起来有很多新的危机啊！
不过神将们不用担心，会有代理人相伴，比如把我们引导到罗斯凯利法的两位新朋友维琳娜和诺姆。
没错，维琳娜是外测局的总务官，主要负责新爱丽都和罗斯凯利法的往来协作事宜。
他做事干练，条理清晰，控场能力一流。平时看起来挺温和，但真要认真起来，也有极具威慑力的一面。
据说啊，维琳娜还承担了邦布们的管理和善后处理工作，如同邦布们最严厉的妈妈。
妈妈好像不少邦布在听到维琳娜的名字的时候都会瑟瑟发抖呢。
另一位则是外测局首席技术官诺姆。
别看他看着个子矮，他可是邦布技术领域的泰斗级人物，也是马塞尔集团技术中枢的核心技术人员。
和维琳娜不同，诺姆对待邦布们的态度就亲切多啦。
诺姆好像总能和邦布们打成一片，顺便再忽悠一群邦布来参加自己的实验项目。哎，真是厉害啊！
那除了这两位，神将们应该还有一位在意了很久很久的代理人吧？
我知道了，你说的是雷米埃尔。
没错。在接下来的故事里，
雷米埃
尔也会和我们在罗斯凯利法相遇。到底是巧合，还是精心设计的偶然？就交给神将们自己判断了。
他果然还是一如既往的难以捉摸啊！不过听说他在罗斯凯利法好像有点不受欢迎，甚至是被通缉了。
看来这位初代虚兽背后藏着的秘密可不少啊！
还有一些新朋友会和大家见面，比如空域巡署局总务次官西格利德。听说他在这里流传着各种传奇故事。
还有呀，大家都非常非常期待的罗斯凯利法的领袖晚宙女士。
等等。刚刚的电视节目里好像提到了3位有不同名字的晚宙，神将们一定好奇他们之间到底是什么关系吧？
怎么说呢？关于晚宙女士，好像出现了一些意外之外的情况呀。
神将们不要错过接下来的故事哦！
还没来得及赶上进度的神将，可以通过超前点映功能直接跳到3.0主线章节哦。当然了，如果大家想回去体验跳过的主线章节，也是可以随时回去的。
此外，维琳娜和诺姆的几支角色短片也将在后续公开，
会有怎样的展开呢？精彩内容不要错过。
OK，
我们稍事休息， 精彩兑换码也不要错过哦。
Okay. I've actually already used my redemption code, so he's connected. You know what I mean? Let's skip about it. Who's that?
接下来是代理人战斗相关的情况。在 2.8 版本中，风属性环境已经登场，而在 3.0 版本，我们也迎来了首位风属性角色。没错，他就是维琳娜。
First win element agent ever. And of course they design her in a certain direction. Because they really want you to pull. At the end of the day, all I really care about is if her team stat buffs are worth it for the builds that I'm going for.
通过与各种异常代言组队，维琳娜可以触发全新的异常效果，并且召唤风场来攻击，具有很强的对训能力。当异常值积满时，会触发风化效果，打断敌人的行动，并造成大量风属性伤害。这时，敌人受到的风属性直接伤害会得到提升。而如果敌人身上同时拥有风化和其他属性的异常状态，将不会触发紊乱，而是会触发乱流效果。没错，不管异常状态的先后顺序，乱流只会结算敌人身上除风化外的另外一种属性异常状态，并对周围造成该属性的范围伤害。输出的关键就在于如何利用好乱流了。而且当队伍中有2名异常或同属性角色时，维琳娜造成的风化和乱流伤害还会进一步提升。战斗中，维琳娜不论在前场还是在后台触发乱流时，都会召唤小气旋、微玉气旋，并积累1点风石。在满2点风石后，当她再次触发乱流，维琳娜就会召唤威力更强大的大气旋、广域气旋。此时，乱流的伤害倍率也会大幅提高。而且击杀敌人后，还能延长在场大气旋的持续时间。当气旋消散时，还会发生一次爆炸，对处于风化状态的敌人造成一次易放伤害。神咱们应该注意到了，气旋有着多种不同的颜色。是的，气旋的不同颜色意味着它被其他属性给附彩了。当处于风化状态的敌人首次受到了另一种属性的攻击，会触发对应属性的浸染效果，提高该属性与风属性的直接伤害。如果此时大气旋命中了被浸染的敌人，气旋就会被染上对应的属性，并造成相应的属性伤害，还能降低敌人对该属性和风属性的异常继续抗性。配合不同的属性产生不一样的效果，使得未来更多代理人的加入，维琳娜的潜力还会被进一步释放。实战中，维琳娜进入战场或释放强化特殊技时，当风华足够时，长按普攻或特殊技，维琳娜将召唤大气旋，持续攻击敌人，并触发队友的快速支援，配合队友为气旋染上不同的属性。那么释放终结技的时候呢，维琳娜会挥舞巨扇，以凌厉又不失优雅的一击，将不受欢迎的敌人赶出他的茶会。战场如茶会，一切尽在他的掌握之中。不知道下一位收到茶会邀请的又会是谁呢？接下来出场的是 S 级火属性击破代理人诺姆。
I really don't have a fire team. I have 2 S rank fire attackers and the stunner, which is called Dea. So I'm really interested in pulling for a stunner. But because if I'm pulling for the first fan chick and I'm saving my roll for Sissia, then yeah, I'll probably have to skip this chick, which is a bummer, which means that I still won't have a fire team. So, sad.
在战场上能够灵活运用各种导弹和钻头等热武器，对敌人造成大量伤害，并快速累积失衡值。长按普攻，诺姆发动攻击，并将头上的帽子扔至空中发动射击。招式命中敌人后，将触发上一位角色的快速支援。当诺姆积累了足够的预热糖温时，将消耗这些特殊能量，把快速支援转化为连携技。看来这是诺姆配合队友打出高额伤害的重要资源呢。那么神将要如何获得它呢？ 开局进入战场时，诺姆立刻获得一定数额的个人资源，并随着诺姆战场接战时间的增加，自动累积。
啊？难道说诺姆要一直待在场上吗？
并非如此啊。当诺姆切至后场，帽子也会自动跳入战场，代为积累。个人资源足够时，还会加速跑向诺姆。拾取帽子即可获得帽子暂存的数额。诺姆扔出帽子攻击敌人，触发队友的快速支援后，帽子也将替代诺姆积累并暂存。简单来说，诺姆其实无需在前场，也可以有他的帽子帮忙积累该资源。
真不愧是天才科学家的帽子，难道这就是传说中的储能 agent？
也没错。我们下面来看看特殊技。
当能量足够时，点按发动强化特殊技，诺姆驾驶炮台对敌人发射大量导弹，并获得一定的个人资源。主要攻击目标处于非失衡状态时，造成大量伤害并累积失衡值；对于失衡状态下的目标，则会造成更高额的伤害输出。长按特殊技将延长导弹发射时间，增伤的同时还能够获得更多的个人资源。
强化特殊技发动后，诺姆在场上放置2座炮塔，一定时间自动对敌人发起机枪攻击。
此时队伍中任意角色把敌人打到失衡，或是诺姆消耗个人资源触发队友的连接技的时候，炮塔将转变为导弹射击，并持续一段时间。
宣响值足够时，发动终结技，诺姆召唤战术火炮轰炸敌人，造成大量伤害的同时，立刻获得大量个人资源。
没想到我们天才科学家可爱的外表下潜藏的是如此火烈的攻击方式，那么他在实战中表现如何呢？
这就来展示。实战中，首先由卢西亚为全队提供增益，再切换诺姆发动强化攻击，对敌人发动弹幕轰炸。
攻击结束后，长按普攻，发动帽子把戏，触发连携技，比利接管战场输出的同时，场上放置的 N 盾炮塔转为导弹攻击模式，自动攻击追加伤害。当宣响值足够时，寻找攻击间隙，切出诺姆，释放终结技，造成高爆发，同时回复大量个人资源，为下一波连携攻势做好准备。
Alright. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm sold on that. It would be nice, but I feel like we're still gonna get some fire unit that's probably better. Oh, Pyros. Called it, by the way. Called it. Pyros free character. Has to do with the plot. Noise.
作为法厄同阵营代理人，佩洛伊斯拥有与众不同的战斗能力。
以太属性的佩洛伊斯将作为强攻手，时刻保护着神将的安全，绝不让其身处险境。
在战斗前，神将可以在主城自由切换哥哥或者妹妹的身份及时装。佩洛伊斯出战时，与其搭档的神将也会相应的改变哦。
而在战场上，佩洛伊斯的剑会根据不同的招式变化形态，攻击命中敌人时还会回复日耳。当
宣响值达到一定的数值，神将便可以根据战况，在4种不同的终结技中做出选择。
竟然有4种不同的终结技吗？
没错，这也是佩洛伊斯强大又独特的能力之一，并且每种招式在造成大量以太属性伤害的同时，还都带有不同的效果。发动上分支终结技万军诛绝，佩洛伊斯会蓄力下劈，获得日耳，并进入阳年状态。期间释放终结技，可以对失衡中的敌人造成更多伤害。
发动下分支终结技凯旋坦途，佩洛伊斯会释放能量冲击，获得耀斑状态，提高能量获得效率和造成的伤害。此时若强化特殊技触发完美格挡，还可以补充日耳。
发动左分支终结技无拘剑士，当重击命中浸染状态下的敌人，还能打出额外伤害。
发动最后一种终结技右分支的涌现幽球，佩洛伊斯将凝聚能量，当重击命中失衡的敌人时，会触发决算效果，造成巨额伤害，并让敌人结束失衡。
多样的终结技也为神将提供了更多的战术选择，
不愧是神将贴身的好伙伴啊！
此外，当队伍中存在击破或支援职业的代理人时，佩洛伊斯的许多招式将获得更高的暴击伤害。发动连携技也能回复更多的宣响值。
那接下来，让我们看看佩洛伊斯在实战里的表现吧。
在实战中，诺姆的加入可让佩洛伊斯释放额外的连携技，为其回复更多的宣响值和日耳。
随后， 佩洛伊斯会发动终结技的下分支，给自己上 buff，并通过各种招式去击散日尔。
在敌人进入失衡时，可以消耗日尔，释放强化普攻，打出大量伤害。
或者更换战术，改为在失衡的最后，以决算给予敌人终结一击。
这份力量还隐藏着太多的秘密，但相信在不久的将来，神将一定能完全将其掌握。
与2位代理人一同登场的，还有全新 S 级帮部超级杰克。
在战斗中，超级杰克进入飞行状态，连续射击敌人，
而进入连歇后将发射蓄力手炮，对前方范围内敌人施加大量伤害。以上招式对敌人造成火属性伤害，并同时积累火属性异常机制值。
那队伍中存在特定人数的罗斯卡里法阵营代理人，在战斗中达成条件后，他还会为全队回复一定的能量，并且使自身的伤害提升哦。
等等，说起帮部，我刚刚好像看到了一个奇怪的身影哎。
罗斯卡里法是帮部之城，而我们无助又弱小的人类被帮部包围，很正常嘛。
不对，这跟想象中的好像不太一样啊！
啊，你不要过来啊！
Oh. What? They beat them. Okay. They had budget for this. That's all I'll say about that.
天狗岛的帮部真是多才多艺啊！我刚刚好像听见一声惨叫，小歪和小凡是不是被帮部抬走，然后暗地里给改造升级了？
既然是
that's a fully coolie reference.
哎，阿杰，你的车还没停吗？
哦，对哦。
Fully coolie reference, man.
那接下来就由我们为大家带来系统和活动的情报吧。随着3.0版本的更新，我们将上线全新常驻活动玩法——帮帮天才与奇迹芯片。
这个名字听起来和芯片计划有关系？
猜的没错，奥雷利亚学院中好像有一支状态不佳的帮部。
是芯片研究过程中发生了什么事故吗？
搞不好又是诺姆那些奇奇怪怪的研究导致的，赶紧去找他看看吧。
没办法，谁让我们的神将是善后专家呢？这次诺姆还擅自任命神将成为他的助手，帮他完成伟大的芯片计划呢。
这个计划可不简单，还好有很多帮手来帮忙。神将们，好好养成更多更强的帮手吧。
神将还需要修复、维护运算中枢，这除了通过帮手自身的力量，还需要神将们发挥聪明才智，指挥他们作战。
没错，要想获得帮手，除了任务解锁之外，还能在帮手加载终端消耗帮手加载代码来随机获取。
重复获取的帮手能够用来提升他们的星级，使其变得更加强大。
在帮手数据集里，除了能看到他们的特质和职能等基本信息，还有作战技能详情。在升级升星之后，帮手的作战能力和特训等级也会得到相应的提升哦。
也要记得给他们更换帮模组，这些模组会进一步强化帮手的作战能力。神将如果遇到不满意的模组，也可以通过重构功能来替换哦。
为了让神将更加轻松愉快，诺姆还给数据模型安排了自行学习和训练的模式。在这个模式里，随时间变化会自动产生集训经验，用于提升帮手等级。
这样一来，神将们什么都不用做，只要放置就能得到经验来变强了。看来诺姆还是很心善的嘛。
而在数域特训中，就轮到神将来发挥真正的实力，指挥帮手小队作战啦。
没错，帮手之间有相克的特质，以及各种不同的职能。
Let's go！
记得活用克制关系，根据战场环境合理配对哦。
在战斗中，帮手会在限定时间内自动攻击，神将们只需要放置就好。不过，等到帮手的能量充满时，需要神将来释放终极技能，取得战斗的胜利。
不仅如此，数域特训里还将会有独特环境效果的关卡，以及能力各异的敌人，要合理利用机制哦。
完成对应任务，除了能获得诺姆为大家准备的奖品，还能提升至新的目标阶段，大量新的玩法内容也会随之解锁。
比如获得更多新的小帮手，能提升集训经验值获取效率的好帮奖章， 还能获取天才的特调系列模组更新道具等帮手养成资源，还能获得菲林、名片、称号等奖励。
高压测试模式是更难的挑战，神将需要指挥帮手削弱强敌的生命值，获得测试积分。完成测试可以获得用来提升帮手能力的奖励，积分越高，奖励越棒。
诺姆还为神将准备了省心的每日速通功能。根据高压测试记录中神将打倒强敌的最高等级和积分阶段，就能领取对应数量的帮手养成资源。也就是说，神将可以利用历史最高成绩来一键领取奖励啦。
如果神将想要快速升级自己的小帮手，有什么别的好办法？
有的，那就是去参与城市祭文活动，不但能更熟悉罗斯凯利法的风土人情，还会额外获得大量养成经验哦。
除此之外，每日课题也会带来更多的随机挑战，不要忘记每天前来看看。
完成活动还能获得特别的神将配饰帮部大头套，帮帮不帮帮。
为了帮部门的美好未来，加油吧，神将！奥蕾利亚学院的王牌课程乙孩对抗模拟预演，近期考试的通过率竟然下降到了0%。
乌木老师气得当场就晕过去了，神将该如何帮助他们呢？
维琳娜将邀请神将一起参加这次考核的模拟训练，完善相关的考试数据。
谁能拒绝啊？这可是维琳娜啊！
在战斗中，代理人会持续自动发射弹珠，在一定时间内将出现的怪物消灭。
没有及时被消灭的怪物将会自爆，并对神将造成大额伤害。
遇到远程攻击的怪物，记得按下反制来反弹敌方弹幕。部分怪物在释放强力技能前会有红光预警，它无法被反制，注意移动回避。
击败怪物将掉落战利品，拾取它们可以提升等级，并获得新弹珠。
随着代理人等级提升，技能伤害也将提升。
在战斗中还会随机出现合成事件，可以在这里获得武器或者强化机会。
是的，合成可以将2个低级弹珠变成性能更强大的武器。通过特定合成配方，还可以将低级弹珠转化为高品质复合型弹珠。
通过收集与合成，不断将基础弹珠进化为强力组合吧。
不同代理人会有不同的属性及技能，除了维琳娜，还有辛殿雅、西格利德等代理人前来相助哦。
依靠他们的协助，在逐渐强大的怪物波斯中存活，完成挑战吧。
在完成模拟战线之后，还有难度更高的临界交锋等待大家来体验。
在演习档案中，可以看到已经收集的角色、弹珠及怪物的特性，神将也可以按需取悦哦。
知己知彼，百战百胜。
完成活动还能获得殷勤、仓鼠笼访问器、菲林等奖励哦，不要错过啦！
在活动跛脚乌鸦奇闻录中，一名自称是侦探的帮部阿果逮住了我们。声称神将卷入了一起恶性案件，必须立即跟他走一趟。
什么？可是我们神将不是一向遵纪守法？
遵纪守法吗？
大部分情况下吧。虽然有点意外，但我听说跛脚乌鸦侦探社可是很靠谱的。神将就跟着阿跛一起去看看吧。
第一桩委托的内容竟然是遛狗，这就是你说的很靠谱的侦探社吗？
千万不要小瞧了，这可是需要神将利用声音来帮助侦探完成委托的。
你是说声音？
没错，侦探寻找线索的方式有很多，声音中包含的信息也会很有帮助哦。
听起来是很新鲜的东西呢，相信凭借神将的智慧，一定能轻松解决。
是的，在活动期间，神将找阿跛查看委托材料，完成调查，然后记得要帮忙填写真相笔记哦。
这种事情怎么会交给？
科洛副社长说自己绝对没有出去打牌，他是有事情要处理，而且他一直都在关心每天的案件。如果真相笔记的填写出错，他也会第一时间发现的。
看来是遇到甩手掌柜了呀！完成活动就能获得成就、菲林等奖励。
侦探社的这个忙还是很值得神将帮一把的吗？哎，二姐。之前在 Z Talk 有提到，对于钟爱战斗的神将，我们会推出更多战斗相关的玩法。
是的， 3.0 版本中会有新增常驻玩法“你进湮灭战”，这是来自帮部门的演算测试，而最好的测试专家当然是
神将。
满分抢答。这次为神将准备的是以高难度 BOSS 挑战为核心的新玩法，挑战分为常规和极限模式。本次将开放3名 BOSS 供大家体验。
考验神将们双手的时候到了。不过这些 BOSS 好几位都是神将们在过去的战斗中遭遇过的，在新玩法中，他们会有什么不一样的地方吗？
当然，在你进湮灭战中，每个 BOSS 都会有新的战斗特性。神将们需要妥善应对，才能更顺利地击败他们。比如逆想者博野争斗，相比以往，会通过攻击神将来积累慧盾值。神将通过招架、强化特殊技能招式来压制 BOSS 以减少慧盾值。当慧盾值集满，则会进入狂暴状态，获得伤害提升。而如果被清空，它会进入非常虚弱的失衡状态。
我知道了。诀窍是通过操作清空慧盾，然后趁着失衡状态疯狂出击。
是的。另外，在你进湮灭战中，所有登场的 BOSS 都不会设置弱点和抗性。希望神将能把注意力更多放在代理人与 BOSS 的交互和机制应对本身。
少了弱点抗性的限制，那确实可选择的代理人多了很多。那我们在代理人的配置上会有什么特别的安排吗？
在代理人方面，简单难度下，神将可使用固定练度的全部适用代理人，也会在战斗中给予相关 BOSS 机制的教学引导，方便大家快速上手挑战。同时，我们也会为部分代理人配置额外的战斗强化效果，帮助他们在这套挑战规则下更充分地展示各自的战斗特色。
先在常规模式下熟悉机制，再到极限模式挑战更高强度的战斗，是这样吗？
没错。在极限难度下，我们会提供一组固定练度的可选代理人，希望在更统一的挑战条件下，让神将的表现更直接体现对 BOSS 机制的理解、判断和操作执行。未来还会有更多怪物加入玩法当中，希望神将们能在这里收获攻克强敌的成就感。
完成任务也别忘领取菲林等奖励哦。
为了研究人类组队作战的方式，阿邦博士专门研发了战斗拍档默契测试系统。
看来他急需一位精通虚拟战斗且人脉众多的人类朋友来协助完成研究。
没错，在活动中，每个关卡都存在不同的特性，神将根据关卡说明，邀请符合特性的朋友参战吧。
这次3位续收级代理人竟然共同作战了。
估计是担心缺少输出吧。其实啊，只要队伍中的参战人员有一定的共性，就可以顺利的通过关卡啦。
在任务中，神将可以使用2支2人小队接力战斗，造成伤害即可减少接力所需要的时间。
That's cool。
每次完成接力后，还能获得增益效果，此效果会随着接力不断升级。
切换队伍时，代理人能量和闪能会保留，而宣享时将对位继承给下一队伍的成员。
完成任务后会有驱动盘定制器、菲林、称号等奖励哦。
听说最新最热的帮部主题盲盒正在发售中。
这可是罗斯凯利法特色的艺术品，神将每天登录游戏即可免费领取其中一个盲盒。
是否可以称之为艺术品，我暂且蒙在鼓里。但既然只需要登录，那必须领来看看。
神将们每天首次消耗电量，还能获得1枚黄金汽水瓶盖。可以去找帮部周边小贩再次交换一个盲盒。
值得一提的是，这里最特别、最珍贵的大奖是盲盒的终极隐藏款，等待消融特别款。
哇，是融化中的EIS哎，我必须拿下。
参与活动将可爱的盲盒们还有菲林等奖励通通带回家吧。
早安，罗斯凯利法活动中，初入职场的小帮部们将面对工作期间的诸多抉择。
是神将扮演职业导师的一集。
小帮部们会被安排到适合他们的实习地点，体验各自的美妙实习经验。
在实习过程中，小帮部们也将面临诸多抉择，而每一次抉择都将改变他们后续的步生轨迹。
步生历程会记录小帮部们已经经历的故事节点。在实习过程中，也可以使用重复节点继续功能，回到当初做出抉择的时刻。 让小帮部们经历更丰富多彩的一
Yeah,
生。
that's what they did was a cute little story mode with the Angels of Delusion, where basically you were playing
特别提
Tetris
醒的是
and，helping
这
out
个
the
活
girls
动会
practice
在
for
今
their
天开启
concert.
神将们要记得前往哦。
So again,
同样，区域巡防与实
Lots
战
of
模拟
creativity.
室的双倍 UP 活动照常开启。
配合新代理人的上线，区域巡防还发布了全新委托任务，完成后即可获得2套全新驱动盘
Two new days
呼啸沙龙和拂晓行迹。
看来代理人们的配装又有了更多选择呢。
接下来为大家介绍一下新版本的调频信息。
3.0 版本上半期，神将们通过独家频段
Graceful
领风银仪和鹰形频段琳琅流星，可获得 S 级限定代理人维琳娜和她的专属鹰形。
一起感受风的力量吧。
the S, okay, her blue highlight right there. I think I'm okay on that. For now, at least. We'll see what happens. I don't know if the W engine is completely necessary, but
在下半期调频中，木木将会在独家频段天才不等式中登场，鹰形首席跟班也将在对应频段中等待大家抽取。
好耶，是我们的帮部研究小能手。
Chief sidekick. Oh, yellow. Huh.
同样，本次也会为大家带来往期 S 级代理人的复刻。
神将们可以在上半期的对应频段中抽取小师姐叶顺光及其专属鹰形啦。
曾经错过的神将们，这次要抓住机会哦。
在下半期就轮到我们的妄想天使千夏，带着他的专属鹰形登场。
I need a
大家
pull
不要
for.
错
I'm
过
gonna
哦。
pull for. That's
神将
what
们
I'm
熟悉
pulling.
的代理人头像、信赖度事件以及动态壁纸，也会随着新代理人的到来一并更新。
Nice. I do like the backgrounds. Those always make me smile. On the tree. She's on a tree. Like Einstein. I don't know. Like Newton.
这次我们也带来了代理人时装的上新。
维琳娜在工作之余的闲暇时间
Hosting
会邀请
FNT
好友
parties
参加午后茶会，这时候她会穿上一身漂亮时装，享受难得的欢乐时光。哦，我单压了。
666。
Nice.
3.0 版本更新后，维琳娜的全新时装《侠石显影》将会上架商城，开
That's a
放购
really
买。
good outfit.
听说这套时装的
Like,
设计灵
oof,
感
the boots,
是来
man.
源
The
于
boots.
蓝闪蝶和蜻蜓呢。
轻灵飘逸，像风一样。
Eesh,
为维
the
琳娜
boots,
换上
man.
这身时
Looks
装
slick.
一起感受风的存在
Kind
吧
of。looks like a leather rock jacket. So that's kind of like doing things for me. All
接
right,
下
time
来
to
一起
pull.
看看即将
Time
上
to
线的
pull.
优化内容吧。
我们对角色的养成展示界面做了一些优化调整。
Okay.
以新剑雅为例，我们调整了战备评估界面的评级展示样式，现在能更直观地看到代理人的养成代替声像。在满足一定养成条件之后，系统会直接帮你统计这个代理人的有效副词条数量，方便大家把代理人提升到极致。
其实养成上我还有一个痛
Character
点，
upgrades, alright.
像我平日里非常爱刷
Drive
驱动盘，
this, let's
仓库里
go.
不想要的盘子早就堆积如山了，一直没
Talk
有
to
时
me,
间能
baby.
够快速处理。有什么解决方案吗？
我们也关注到了类似这样的诉求。
Talk to me,
在
baby.
3.0 版本，我们上线了驱动盘智能弃置
Oh
功能，
no.
神
Never
将可
mind.
以根据自己的需求，一次性把不想要的盘子全部丢掉，不用再一个一个点了。
不用再一个一个点了。
已有功能我们也在持续打磨。3.0 更新之后，如果你已经给某个代理人设置了特训目标，那在音像店设定驱动盘调率的时候，系统会直接置顶特训方案内适配的4件套和2件套，选调率时方便很多。
另外，快捷手册界面上方现在也会直接显示大家的体力、后备体力和以太电池数量，
Is there a
资
battery
源状态
charge?
一目了
Okay.
然。
希望这些调整能为神将们的日常提供一些助力。
从3.0 版本开始，神将时装的配饰中，帽子、头饰、耳环、眼镜会拆分为通用配件，可以在任意
Nice.
时装上随意搭配哦。
考验
Nice.
是发挥
Let's
奇思妙
go.
想的穿搭
Glasses
环节，期
everywhere.
待神将们漫步城镇时的新面貌。
另外，我们还在 F1的部分活动详情页里新增了
Oh,
具
shit.
体玩法的演示视频。
这样就能方便神将们快速了解新活动的玩法吗
They're doing stuff out there.
会逐渐精简化
This
战斗
doesn't
描述
look
中的
like
技
a
能
lot,
文本
right?
同时在角
But
色
like
的
for
技能
someone
描
that's
述
been playing
和
this
怪物
game
的
for
地
at
形
least
详解
2
中
years,
增加了名词解
it's
释
like it took a
是
lot
的
to
希望可
understand
以
just
帮
the
助神
basic
将
ass
更好
shit.
的理解战斗机
And
制
it feels
这
like
项优
now
化在
they've
后续的版本
understood
中也会持
all
续
that
进行
information and
随着
we're able
3.0
to
版本更
condense
新
it,
我
and it
们也
makes
会为
the
PC 端带来一
experience
次
just
视觉
feel
体
a
验
lot
升
more
级
refreshing.
这次我们对全局照明和远景模型的细节做了整体优化，
Global
无论是在街区中
illuminations.
穿行，还是向远处眺望，神将们都能感受到更自然通透的光线和更完整的
Okay,
远
okay,
景画
okay.
面。
I got that
符
on
合硬
PS5
件要
Pro.
求的玩家还可以在
Ray
设置中
tracing
开启光线追踪功能，体验到我们基于光线追踪技术打造的风格化实时全局光照。
That's pretty
在
cool.
延续原有绝区零美术风格的基础上，我们基于光线追踪算法，让地板、木纹、水洼、金属、玻璃以及湿润地面等不同材
Sheesh,
质
that's
都呈现
exciting,
出
man.
千变万化、强弱各异的反射表
Ooh,
现。
that's
与
awesome.
此同时，物体之间的阴影过渡更加柔和自然，
Transitions,
阳光
shadows.
照射和环境中的光线反弹也更加通透明亮。灯牌等会发光的物体还能真实的照亮周围场景，营造出更富层次的
Oh
光影氛围。
wow,
当
that's
然，
so
这次不只是
awesome.
画质上的提升，我们还为神将们带来了 DLSS
No, not
分辨率
RTX.
功
No,
能
take
让
go
大
back,
家
go back,
在
go
保
back.
持画面感的同时
Go back
也能维持稳定帧率。
对于追求更高帧率的玩家，我们也在设置中加上了真生成选项，进一步提升流畅度。
欢迎神将们在新版本中亲自感受这些变化。
Down.
3.0 版本回归帝都共启新章网页活动现已开启，
邀请好友回归或注册游戏，最高领
Guys, I have a
40 费
code.
灵。
Join my code. Don't
回归
worry.
神将
I
和
got
新
you,
手神
fam.
将绑定邀请码，可得60费灵。
抽奖更可赢取手办、游戏机、300菲林等，赶快来参与吧！
接下来，让我们看看游戏外有哪些精彩内容吧。
哎，你还记不记得2.8版本前瞻节目中 Z 先生给大家预告了《绝区零》即将上线 Steam 平台？
当然记得，相信有不少神将和我一样，已经把游戏加入愿望单，静候发布了吧？
承蒙厚爱，不负各位神将的期待。绝区零将于2026年6月17日
So
正式
what does that do
登陆
for
平台
like performance wise?
届时
Can
欢
anyone
迎各
explain
位
to
神
me
将前来
how
体验。
it launching on
更多
Steam
详
is
情也
better
将在
than
官方
it
设备账
already
号
being
陆续
on
发布
Epic?
各位神将不要
And
错
if
过了。
I need to change?
惊喜不止在线上，线下同样有精彩活动等待各位神将参与。
没错，在
Oh,
今年7月，
oh,
绝区零仍将参展于美国的
I will be there.
除了精美的限定周
We
边
will
外
be，there.
届时还会有声优分享会等有趣的现场活动。欢迎各位神将来到展台，留下美好的夏日回忆。
Let's
此外
go.
，1年1度的 Hoyo Fest 也将如期
Oh,
与
shit.
大家见面。Hoyo Fest 2026将于7月
July.
在新加坡、
Oh,
马来西亚、菲律宾、泰国、越南、印尼正式开启。今年仍然为大家精心准备了展台打卡、舞台互动、游戏试玩、周边贩售等精彩
That's
活动，
like
我
somewhere
们不
else.
见
Man.
不
Come
散。
on.
神将们可以持续关注
That's fine.
官方社媒，获取更多活动详细信息。
既然我们马上就要前往罗斯凯利法了，是不是应该给神将们准备一个精致的出行礼包？
早有安排，神将们最需要的旅途必备好物，已经早就全都打包好，装在这个行李箱里啦。
里面到底是什么呀？神神秘秘的。
哼哼，这就打开给大家看看。
Keck. Oh no. He's back.
好久不见
Okay.
很开心今天来到这里，和各位神将一同启程，前
That's
往
great.
罗斯凯利法。天空岛罗斯凯利法有不同于新爱丽都的人文风情，各位神将即将以转校生身份踏入这座都市。为了帮助大家更好地融入这里，我们会送出一套贴合当地风格的神将时装。
Yay.
同时，大家也可以通过活动免费获取同风格的一系列时装配饰。
Yay.
随着深入罗斯凯利法，神将将正式掌握一份特殊的力量——佩洛伊斯。为了纪念这个时刻
Free gift.
法奥同证明代理人佩洛伊斯将作为启程礼物送给大家。此外，在未来的数个版本内，随着剧情的推进和玩法的拓展， 我们还会送出它全部的隐化和专属的殷勤。
Oh, nice.
希望佩洛伊斯能够陪伴神将共同成长。而对我们自己来说，这座天空岛又是一个新的起点。回忆过去，从6分街到未废帝，有一些大胆但诚恳的一步。坦白说，不能算是完美，但也正在过往的基础上，我们得以做出充分的准备。绝区零第3季会以各个维度上以更完整的面貌面对神将。真的很感谢各位神将一直以来的支持。为了回应这份支持，也为了和大家分享这份喜悦，我们会在3.0版本送出总计1600菲林的奖励。这是有别于以往，神将们在板更当天上线即可领取600菲林，而在7月4日，也就是绝区零生日当天，神将就可以领取1000菲林。另外，在上下半签到活动中，神将们照常可以分别获得10枚加密母带和10张颁布券。希望大家喜欢。也期待能同各位神将在天空岛相遇。最后，大家期待的绝区零2周年庆典也已经在紧锣密鼓的筹备当中。庆典将于3.1版本正式开启，希望与各位神将一同庆祝这个特别的日子。6月17日，我们云端见。
That's great. It's a big guy. That's great, but like, how do I put it? We'll go through it together, I guess. Was that it? That's great, and like I don't mind it per se. Oh. What? Oh man. Cute. Shit, I don't make it. Like, okay. Like I said, it feels kind of shitty because just the idea of understanding what it takes to make a game, right? And much less to make it a live service game.
这可是帮部们的专属充电桩呢。好吧，也是体验了一把帮部的日常生活。那我们坐在这个站台是在等什么呢？哎，我们在等一辆空中巴士，能够带领大家游览全新主城那种。看来这就是我们面前的。
It's okay. So like when they're like, oh, I can't wait to have more story. It's true because all I really care about per se is the story. I want to. We started this. I've invested enough emotional distress and finances into these characters and into the story, and I want to more per se naturally in a sadistic humanistic grievous way, but but we're obviously thankful as well for everything that they do, because at the end of the day, this whole shtick could not have made it. None of this had to work. It could have all just like disappeared on like after a year or whatever. But thankfully, enough people care enough about it to hold on, to stick to it, and I am eternally grateful for that, because that is like essentially a whole year of like content and fun and enjoyment and story, and that's great. And that's great. And I'm not trying to sound ungrateful. I just want to make that clear. That being said, from what I remember last year, these guys were like handing out shit left and right. Like they gave out essentially a free S-Ring character. That's how I got Jane. And they gave out a free engine that comes with the character, and they gave out like, I think they gave out Zao for free and stuff like that. And like, it was crazy just how much they were willing to give, because either it was a first year and we actually made it happen and we didn't have to close down, or things were really so bad that they needed to inspire more people to start playing. Either way, it was a big difference when they did that as to what, quote unquote, this season is. Now here's the final point. He did mention that 3.1 would be the official celebration. So if they're trying to keep it low-key under wraps for right now, and they're looking forward to doing all that fun celebration-free stuff from last year at 3.1 launch, then obviously take everything I'm saying right now with a grain of salt. They're clearly just keeping their close to their cards close to their chest, and they're excited about the anniversary. Now, what does that mean for me? Why am I saying this in general? Not because I want things, not because I'm just like, well, more and all that, but it puts an idea as to how appreciative, quote unquote, and how excited they are about this game. So last year just felt like there was a lot of excitement and a lot of hype. I'm not saying that I don't feel glad about what we're doing or where we're going in the future, but if that's the extent of where we're at, I'm okay with that. But it also speaks volumes as compared to how we were yesterday or last year. So that's where I'm at with that, and it's a little bit of a bummer because again, you'd love to just kind of be here and enjoy things that were being given to you, but it's the year of 2026 and people are interested and people are busy and life is hard, and to just be able to, you know, believe in a game developer and to just be like, okay, you know, maybe it's a little bit pricey or maybe $70 per game is like not super maintainable, but for you developer, for you game publisher, I will make that commitment and put my money where my mouth is and support this, and that's where I would like to be for Zenless Zone Zero. If we can say there will be the big question in the future, but we're here. I'm excited. It looks crazy. I already said my pull list so far apparently it has to be Velina, that horse girl that just passed by, she's awesome, and Sisia and Suna. So that's already like something I need to think about for the rest of my life. So with that being said, it's gonna be an interesting one, man. Again, at the end of the day, I just want them to make the story that they want to make. Like, I don't want there to be any room for like regret in terms of they didn't get to present certain elements and then I don't know, or the story doesn't make any more sense because now certain people who weren't in the development of the original like emotions are now taking over or whatever, CEOs, all the investors, all that stuff. So here we are. Where are we? Where do we stand? I understand how much things change since the gacha industry became prominent in America. And again, I'm not gonna be the guy that goes like, oh man, this is where things started going bad and all that stuff. But it's to me, it's very apparent like what happened and who inspired who to go like, oh well, if I can make money doing that, well then the rest is history. So while there is a sense of appreciation, a happiness, a joy, there's also an acknowledgement of how much it really was worth to start producing these things. And now that we have the ball rolling, how much it takes to keep these things going. And that's not always an easy thing to face. But again, for people who have done this before, Hoyoverse having multiple titles underneath their belts, for people who are continuously, ambitiously adding new gameplay styles to the story and to their sub-games and to their mobile presentation. Yeah, I get a little impressed. So, again, it's a big world. It's going to be a lot of people with a lot of opinions. And I just really hope that the people that bled and fought and cried for this to be created are justified in their sacrifice. And that is where we stand. I'm excited. I'm hyped. Essentially, next week we will be starting season 3.0 version launches, and I will be there, and that's gonna be cool. And that was fun to experience again. Apparently, we have a New Year celebration for the week of Anime Expo, and that, ladies and gentlemen, that does put a smile to my face. So, let's talk a little bit about a little thing known as Summer Game Fest. Sheesh. Let's see if we can find a quick one. Best Summer Game Fest. There we go. Perfect. Pistachio. Summer Game Fest, again, we're just gonna bundle a lot of things together. Summer Game Fest essentially happened last week. A lot of things were shown. A lot of, let's call it representations, were displayed. And for me, it really was a moment. Because I've been there. Oh, hey, you probably weren't supposed to see that, huh? I've been there. I've been to the Summer Game Fest live events. I've been to the presentations. I've seen how the sausage is cooked in multiple formats. And I remember going, was it last year? Or 2 years ago? I remember going. And I just remember feeling like there was a miscommunication. For yeah, yeah. There you go. And while it was fine and it was fun to see the indie developers present their games, it really felt like there was a big disconnection between what narrative storytelling could be and what the big wigs at certain developers wanted to present, or what wanted to prove I would say is a better term. So I left that state of play really feeling like I just wasted my time, and what was it, like $80 for a ticket, like 100 something maybe, and B, just thinking that either I'm really old, like either I'm done, or just games don't appeal to me. And to be frank, hello, that's why we haven't been doing the gaming thing for a while. Like, clearly I still enjoy a good story. You know, I see trailers like God of War Lave, and I still see the potential in the titles like this, and I get curious about it, right? But there's still something just hanging in the back of our brains where we see stuff being showcased, and normally something like Final Fantasy VII Part 3 should be enough for me to really lose my shit. But it's not. And again, I can't tell you if that is like a general like disappointment in what is happening, or a preemptive defense mechanism to something that, you know, I don't want to entertain, a thought I don't want to entertain, the possibility that Square Enix could mess up a Final Fantasy at 7 or whatever. And I'm not saying that they would, I'm not saying that it looks like they're going to, but somewhere deep in my lizard brain, I feel like I cannot believe in the development side of the industry anymore. And that really sucks. So, while I am very surprised by how well things are looking in video game universe, territory, land, blah 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 blah, I still can't say that it's that we can take that breath of respite anytime soon.
I'm Corey Barlog, head of creative.
So
thank you for watching
that's where we're at.
Look at the next core game
Again, we went to go watch the State of Play at the Alamo Draft in Los Angeles, and two things there. Number one, freaking the live stream lagged in the Sony sponsored event, so there was that. And two, just the idea that like people in that room wanted to be excited. There was an energy of people just, you know, that still felt like they wanted to believe. And they were good and they were great because they were still cheering at all the little moments, and like even just being supportive of certain little niche presentations, and that felt wholesome in a way that I don't think we're allowed to feel like in our day-to-day moments. But there was still a sense of understanding that when something like Destiny popped up on the Sony State of Play, it really got quiet in that room. Like, it got quiet. And that's because everybody in that room knows exactly what was lost in order to pay the price of Sony's greed. And again, that is not where we want to be. But clearly, Sony presenting something as fascinating and exciting as a Wolverine title is, and a God of War spin-off where you play as the Mom of War, is enough to keep them afloat for now. Okay, I will accept that. However, things can't stay this way, and that's apparent. Because Xbox Xbox. It's getting crazy out there. Oh. Come on, man. Really? Just the big one? Dude, you had one job. Is it really just the Gears of War one? There you go. Hours too. If I had to give an award, the Xbox Showcase for Summer Games Fest was probably the most ambitious we've seen a company be in a while. Honestly.
I know it's dangerous, but I'm not helpless.
Honestly, what Xbox did this year at State or Summer Games Fest was incredible. They basically came in and they proved the point of stating that they are hungry. And we've heard that before. We've seen Xbox be Xbox before. I personally have stayed away from a lot of their marketing BS because I just don't believe in. I didn't believe in that management. I didn't believe in that company. I didn't believe in that structure. And now we have a new structure. Now we have a new build-up, and it's scary how well she is appealing to the right people. And it's scary to me because you're telling me the answer was always that easy. It's just that nobody wanted to listen. But now someone is listening. But what scares me, or what puts me on edge, is what are they hoping to gain from us? So when Xbox comes out swinging like a mad child and they start announcing stuff like The Last Ronin, they start going hard on the remakes, Halo's coming back, all the fun stuff. It's kind of exciting, right? It's cool to still think that there is a chance that a company outside of the big overbloated budget big heads like Sony and Nintendo might be able to jump in and really shake up the experience, do something that might inspire the other developers to step the fudge up and really hone their craft and really put their freaking like skills to the test, because the gamers and the people and just humans, you know, in our pop culture circle deserve better, man, really. And I really do hope that seeing everything that I've seen from here, Xbox being ambitious AF and Sony and Nintendo kind of like laying on their laurels, as showcased today by Nintendo decided that their big move would be everything that was announced. Everything that was announced in the year of 2026. I do believe a lot of things that were showcased in today's Nintendo's Direct were already things that we knew about at this point we're just kind of waiting for dates and what else were we gonna play on Nintendo Switch 2. And for the most part, it really just feels, or really just watching the Nintendo Showcase really just felt like I was watching PlayStation create if PlayStation was smart enough, they would have created a commercial just like this for the PlayStation Vita, because a lot of the things that were announced were pretty much just remakes, or essentially Nintendo playing catch up to the PlayStation 5 and Xbox console. And again, while you're more than welcome to be allowed to really try to expand those horizons and do something crazy, like for example Xeno Chronicles, the new version or whatever, it does get frustrating when again you step back in the universe and you realize that we are in the ramp prices that Saudi Arabia and Nintendo have decided to buy up a lot of those components that could have been used for better, greater products, in my humble opinion. And that frustrating part is real. So where we stand, where we go, there's a lot of good, interesting, uplifting things happening, but there's still that tint of people trying to weasel their way in a way that promotes maximum profit, maximum growth. And while that's not always a terrible thing, obviously, like, ambition is attractive in a certain sense, that you can use that ambition to develop yourself to a better understanding, but blindly following that creed and the capitalism that has led us to the America of today, we know that that's not the way we should run things. So let's see. I know a lot of people are excited about stuff. Like, stuff like this is interesting. Splatoon being crazy and adding a couple of, like, a single player mode that is ambitious. But I also know that is something that this team of Splatoon has specifically probably had to quote unquote fight for, and that seems something less Nintendo and more of a developer that has been given leeway because of what they have given to Nintendo in the past. And again, like, there's a lot of people out there that probably could create maybe one of the best games we have never seen before, and I will never get the chance to do that because maybe they just weren't in the place at the right time, and that is all the way to a point where, like, layoffs happen and out of nowhere they have to change careers because, you know, the money ain't in the development at this point. So the industry is healing to an extent. I do believe that there's more of us out there saying that we don't want that live service shit unless you actually know what you're doing, unless you actually have a plan, unless you actually care about the story that you're telling through this live service, and you're able to maintain that excitement / narrative. It's not the worst. It can work. But when everybody wants to be a superstar and humans only have so many hours within a day, nobody's gonna be a superstar. So being able to know who you are and really try to just present the story that you, the developers, you, the creators, you, the artists, you, the narrative writers, wanted to create is the right step forward, in my opinion. And although a lot of us are more than welcome to be excited about it, But leaning bait. That's all right. How much did they not do? No, the whole thing is right there. Oh. While we're more than welcome to be excited about a remake, and while sure it's been long enough that, you know, people like me, I don't think I've ever played Ocarina of Time like beginning to end. I don't think I've ever done that. Nintendo is in an interesting place right now. We've seen what they did with the Super Mario Galaxy movie, and we've seen them go into the whole Universal / theme park space, and we know that Universal / Nintendo are busy working on that Legend of Zelda live action film. So we understand why there is synergy for all of this. But again, the question becomes, like, how much longer do we just keep on regurgitating the product? Star Fox remake, Legend of Zelda remake. I'm not saying these things don't deserve to exist, but I'm also saying that we're asking people to spend $500 on a plastic box that may or may not have value through the games that are being created. And while that is a choice that more people are more than welcome to make on their own, it is something that I feel has lost the weight of its choice. It's not necessarily do you want to enjoy or do you want to enjoy like a moment of narratable experience, or do you want to challenge yourself or mentally stress yourself in a way that will help endure and help create endurance with mental task. It's hard to be accepting of that when you know that you're just being harvested and used for somebody's what are they called, sketchbooks, tally notebook, someone's notes. And the more and more I've seen these companies go to the furthest pits to try to really weasel their way into like scamming, its own fan base, its own people out of value. It's hard. It's harder to like open up to that and to be able to accept the things that are being shoved down our throats by every fucking streamer, by every fucking like Jeff Keighley, by everyone who is just being paid out to like do these things, and like again, I remember doing this with my friends just for the fucking sake of having fun with the mates and being excited about what our industry was cooking. And now we're at a point where everything that is being marketed just feels like another excuse to rob you of your hard-earned time and money. And that is where things are, at least for me, in the biggest sense. But we did get a lot of trailers that inspire hope for the future and a lot of futuristic hopes, but I do believe that from everything that has recently happened, I do believe that these people really need to accept the facts and try to do their best to work with the fans and the developers and the producers and the publishers and anybody who actually cares about this goddamn industry needs to actually care. So I'm looking at you, Ubisoft. I'm looking at you, Call of Duty. I'm looking at you. So who knows what is left for our future, what is in store. But I'll look forward to that, if you guys don't mind. As long as you've got me mine. I said I'd do it. I'm probably never gonna get another chance to do it. So while I generally don't think I'll buy another Assassin's Creed in my future anytime soon, I do actually really like the symbolism, right? Of what it means and what Assassin's Creed. Hear the mob dumped one of their own
Not just that. I heard a flesh-eating creature crawled out of it.
You know, huh? Give me that. Seen that. Not like that. Something doesn't, I'm gonna really regret this, but here we go. Okay, so we'll step by one. Blade locking system, retractable blade release system. Yes, Cerritos. They apparently decided that a remake is now worthy enough of being. Why not just remake the game? Why just remake the game when you can remake the collectibles? And I remember for the longest time, these things used to cost $60, the same amount as one Assassin's Creed video game, and that's what really made it like real. The fact that they were like, listen, man, you bought the game, and we appreciate you for that. But what if we told you that for the price of one more Assassin's Creed, you too could be running around with your own Ezio Auditore hidden blade? And yes, goddamn right, that was worth the $60. But now we're getting to a point where Ubisoft and all these fucking companies, Nintendo charging $70 for a fucking physical key card that doesn't even have the actual fucking, for the most part, is really, really disappointing. This is you start to notice how shrinkflation and like all this shit starts to like really get in the way of things. And already off the bat, I'll tell you right now, they are getting inspiration from the last release, which was the Japanese Hidden Blade. I can tell because it's presented in the same way that Hidden Blade was presented. That either tells me one of two things. Number one, they have given up and they just copy and paste the shit. Or number two, they really, really, really fucked up on their systems back then and they found a new way to fix that. Because although I'm talking shit on this being remade, I remember buying 2 of these back in my day. Because I had one on each hand. And I swear to God, both of those hidden blades broke. So I'm not sure what it was specifically about the Black Flag replica blade, but those shits broke back to back. So if this shit breaks on my ass, that's the way it was supposed to be, I guess. let's find out. Yes. Yep. Okay. This. So you get different colorings. If you want to be cool. If you want to be super cool, definitely go with the dark Sanskrit one. Nice. I don't know, Chief. So this is supposed to be like leather. Apparently, it's like a hit with Edward Kenway. I do remember the other one used to be like this really stiff, like hard plastic, which actually looked pretty good. I don't know why they kind of gave up on that. Regardless, are we actually taking these off today? Pull that out down. Secure the blade to the armband using straps. Place the cover plate on the blade base. Magnet is mounted to place. Left in the cover plate. So you have to take off these things? These are necessary, probably not. There we go. I just it's just like I don't know, man. Here we go. Okay. So the other one used to be like a hard plastic, which really gave it like this detailed look. It was hard plastic, but it looked like it had like actually, you know, been through stuff. Like it was solid. It was a solid piece of leather. And I actually really enjoyed that. I don't know what the fuck this is, but this looks stupid. So there's that. Okay. And then I already know this shit's gonna be annoying. It's just really impractical, man. I feel like this is probably the worst fucking design they've ever made. And that's saying something, because they've done a lot of shitty work back in the day. So, if you really wanted to go through with it, like do all that shit, I don't think you'd have a good time. It's okay. To be fair, to be frank, my forearms are fairly thick, so like it's very tight on me. I expect that to be a thing, but I also don't expect anyone to put this on and be like, oh, this is comfortable. So that's number one. Number two, they're forcing you to wear this because instead of being cool and just using, you know, this by itself, you have these protruding fucking metal slots. So if you wanted to be cool and like, you know, do something like that, you're shit out of luck. Which is, well, it just, and to get down to this part, look, it's like, it's a faux leather, yes, it's faux leather, but it just, I don't think it's gonna last, and I don't know, man, I don't know, man. I just really feel like this is just not. Like if someone handed you a hot dog and you're like, yeah, I'll have a hot dog with the works, you know, ketchup, mustard, relish, please, or whatever you have put on your hot dog. And like, all right, man, I got you. And they fucking hand you a wet bread with like a sliver of ham, and like, here's your hot dog. That's what this is. And this is more than what it fucking used to cost. That is the part of the universe that really gets to me. The fact that we're so fucking far gone that Ubisoft and his bitch ass condiments will be like, yeah, we can charge them $100 for this shit. And look, if you want it, you're more than welcome to have it. As someone that has religiously followed Assassin's Creed in his youth, in his teenage years, they don't care. They don't fucking care. And that's just the way it is. That's exactly what I'm talking about. The fact that people in this generation have to fucking wake up and be like, Grand Theft Auto 5, is that Grand Theft Auto 6? Is that really the only game I can believe in? Oh, Grand Theft Auto 6. Because every other fucking bitch ass company that just went full live service game money hungry is trash. And they're doing the best they fucking can by making remakes, by fucking like just putting in half-ass effort and charging up the ass just to try to regain that sense of capital that they lost from the goodwill that they came out of everything. And realistically, that is where I feel we are at in multiple formats, not just the gaming industry, but it's just that. So while a small percent of me would say it must be nice to sit around and fucking present Summer Games Fest and be there with the emotions and like really be part of the circle, be part of the commotion. I don't feel that joy anymore. I don't. And I've come to accept that. And in my life, it feels a lot safer to just ignore what everyone else is saying on the internet and to come back to seeing where we're at after the dust has settled, because I don't feel confident in many development teams, and I don't feel confident dropping $70, $100 on the fucking title that I at the end of the day I don't need. And that is the part that hurts. That my soul has decided that video games and development and looking forward to these technologies is no longer a need. But hey, PS6 is coming out in a couple years, so what do I know, right? But, ladies and gentlemen, now that was a walk to remember. And if you enjoy that, if you like that, then please have a nice day. Smile. Look in the mirror. Give yourself a nice smile. And I am looking forward to what it is that this universe becomes. I can't promise that I'll be there excited, but I can promise you that I will always be honest and tell you the truth. 'Cause that, baby girl, That's my ninja way. But in case you like that, in case you like this, hit that like. Catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Ja. Mata ne.